Okay, so now we will be going through how we can utilize both fixup commits and squash commits and what those really are. Previously, looking at git log-p, we were looking at how we can utilize git commit -- amend to solve typos, or maybe you forgot to run yarn-lint -- fix, and so you, instead of creating a new commit with those lint fixes added, you can instead use git commit amend if they are supposed to go into the most recent commit, if they can't go into the most recent commit, if that makes sense. Yeah, but right, so that works, like I said, only for the most recent commit. So how would you do, and how would you go about doing kind of the same thing, but there are commits in between, and that's what we were looking at today. Right, so we have this now, where we added a question since master. Oh, I'm also using the same branch since last time. But we just added a question in this commit, and then we removed another file and added this another file -2, but also updated hello, because we kind of, we wanted this change to have gone into the first commit, and to just prove that git commit amend doesn't do anything magical. It just works on the most recent commit, and that's why that change happened to go into the most recent commit, being add another file -2 file. Okay, but let's do this. Let's take this commit back, and by back I mean again removing this commit from the history and bringing all the changes back to my unstaged area, to my non-checked in area. Okay, so git reset head, and then a caret at the end, enter. Git status, and here we can now see that we have this new file, another file -2. We have modified hello, and previously we deleted, just to show, never mind. So we have those two files, one change and one new untracked file. Okay, so let's add another file in between. Add another file to file. Okay. Clear git status. We now only have the modified hello. Let's look at our git log p. Since master, we have two commits, where we first introduce a question, and then secondly adding another file -2 as our second commit. Pretend there could have been 5 commits, or 1 like we have, or 1,000 commits. Well, unless they're already merged, then I would say just let it be. If they're still on your local machine, or if they're still in a PR, that's when you want to use fixup commits to resolve this. All right, so how would we actually do this? How can we add the git diff change? Sorry, I got confused. This one. How can we add this change to the first commit since master? So we would have to git add hello, clear git status. Cool, it's added, and let's do a git log. In order to use the git commit -- fixup, we need to also be aware of the commit hash of the original commit being the commit that you intend to add your changes to. And in this case, we want to change question mark that was added in the first commit, marked, and change that into a exclamation mark. Okay, so we have again git status, we have added our changes, and then we run git commit -- fixup and paste in that hash. Enter. What this does is that Git will create a fixup commit for you. So looking at the history since master down here, we now have 3 commits. And might look a bit weird at first, because why would you want to add us like this 3rd commit with the prefix fixup exclamation mark and a copy of the title to that original commit that we want the change to live in. This is just a convention that Git uses for when we are going to rebase. There's a flag called auto squash, which requires this format. But it's also just a way for anyone who sees this commit, for example, in a review, to see that, okay, you actually intend for these changes to go into this first commit once your PR has gotten approved and you are ready to rebase and then merge. Okay, so we have now created this 3rd commit, and how do we get that in to the first one? Clear. So pretend that we have created a pull request. Someone asked us to change that question mark to a exclamation mark, and it's supposed, just like we have it now, it's supposed to go into the first one. Okay, how do you do that? We've already created our fixup commit, but how do we actually get that into the first commit? Now, this is where we just briefly touch upon rebase. Git rebase -i for interactive, so we can have a cool little window popping up where we can reorder commits, but also change from it being a commit to tell Git to actually squash that commit / merge that commit into another one. That will make sense in just a moment. But rebase itself is just a way for you to change the base. So normally the base being your main branch, and normally that might be either called main or master. Since we're already on master, our base is master. Taking a look at the Git log again, we can see that master is in the history. So we're already on top of master, but we could switch that up. We could switch that to be on another history if we want. And that's what Git rebase can help us with, to basically take all our commits, move those on top of another branch, another history. But it's also useful for when, say, we're working on this branch and someone else already merged 1 to 5 PRs into master. In order to move our 3 commits on top of those 5 merged pull requests, we can check out master, we can do a git pull, we come back to our branch, and then we do a rebase on top of master. And that will bring all your commits on top of the latest history. But because that haven't happened now, we're already on top of the latest changes. So what happens then? If you run git rebase on top of an unchanged history, well, you will not be moving anything, so nothing will really happen. However, we will be able to utilize the rebase interactive window, which is exactly what we want to do now.